Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you're calling in from. My name is Blair Boone-Migura, and I am the founder and executive director of the Art Song Preservation Society of New York. Welcome today. Thank you for joining for the last of our Summer of Song Festival. It was a series of master classes and recitals that all had to be virtual due to the ongoing global pandemic in which we find ourselves. But today it was successful, and today is also going to be successful. It is our last class, a master class with our guest artists returning, Dr. Maya Hoover and José Meléndez. And they are an incredible duo, having enjoyed a career of over 2 decades, working together, performing together, studying together, laughing together, and certainly presenting masterclasses together like they're going to be doing today. It's a masterclass we've presented previously, and it was a hit. It was, truly successful, and I know that it was something that was we've needed to have for a long time. And now that I have them teaching this, I don't want to let them go. So as long as they are willing to continue doing this each year, we certainly will continue inviting them back because it's an incredible class that you're going to be able to enjoy this afternoon. Before we get started, I just want to thank our major donor. Our Summer of Song Festival is possible due to the Creative Engagement Fund, which is supported by the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the City Council and the New York State Council on the Arts, with the support of Acting Governor Kathy Hochul and the New York State Legislature, and administered by LMCC. And LMCC, Lower Manhattan Cultural Communities, is a body that serves to connect and make spaces possible for artists and communities. So thank you to them for being a longtime supporter, and thank you to our individual donors who also helped to make this possible. So with that, I am going to get out of the way. I am the dreaded timekeeper, so I'll do that on the back end and maybe just send Jose and Maya a little 5-minute message just to let you know. But hopefully we're keeping the summer programs instead of 5 to 6 singers. I thought the summer is lighter. We want to do maybe 4, and I think that that's plenty. And so that also makes it less stressful time-wise. Do what you need to do, Maya and Jose, and even if you see the 5-minute warning, we try to keep it in that. But if it's critical information, we certainly want to hear that too. Okay, so with that, we are going to begin with Alonso Jordan Lopez, and I will drop his music into the chat box for anyone who may need it as well. So. Oh, by the way, I should just also obviously say, please, everyone remain muted unless you are our teachers or the singer of the day, so that we can reduce any feedback. And obviously, Maya and Jose, if you have any remarks you would like to give before getting started, please feel free to say that. So let's welcome them.
Thank you so much. Jose, do you have anything you'd like to say? We usually just say we're just here to really enjoy the music and bring it to another level, and enjoy the repertoire together.
Absolutely.
Tragando
cuanto nació y nacerá. Ay del ay, ay del ay. Y huyendo del vil rincón, donde al fin seré arrojado, los ojos metí espantado dentro de mi corazón. Ay del ay, ay del ay. Mas cuando dentro miré, ay del ay, mis ojos en él no hallaron. Ni un ser de los que me amaron, ni un ser de los que yo amé. Ay del ay, ay del ay. Ay. Si no hay aquí una ilusión, y ahí solo hay el vacío. ¿Cuál es más hondo, Dios mío? Ni tumba mi corazón. Ay del ay, ay del ay.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
So beautiful. I know Jose has things, and I'm actually going to let him start.
Cool.
But I want to ask you a question that you can think about for now, which is about the overall structure of the poem. You sing it beautifully. It's so beautiful to hear you again. This song, the first time I heard it, I thought was very kind of, it doesn't change. Let's say it says it doesn't change very much. There's not a lot of variety within it, right? So I would love to look at the poetry with you and see what we can do to sort of affect some of the colors in there and just give it some subtleties and some differences.
Yes.
So, okay, cool.
Why don't you start there? Because I think that would actually help us moving forward with building these phrases the way that you and I both hear them.
Yes, okay, I
But
think
they
that's a good
have to
idea.
go based on what you're just talking about. So,
Good idea. So let's talk about the poem, right? Is there anything that you want to say about the piece that you might want to tell the the other singers or the people listening?
Yeah, I find I went through and read all the poems of this set, Cantares de mi tierra,
Hmm.
and all of it is, I think it has to do with losing someone, someone that you loved, like a partner, romantic partner,
Hmm.
and with this last poem, it's like looking within, but also seeing this like immense darkness ahead of you because you're lost without this person, and so it's like searching within and searching out to see if it's hopeful. I think overall it's hopeful, but then it always goes back to the big I, where it's like, nope, it's over. I've been forgotten, and who else will be able to remember me? So then it goes into this despair of hopelessness at the end.
Yeah, it's not a super subtle piece the way it's written, right?
Yeah.
It's like, um, how do you think you would like to begin? What kind of intensity or not, or color?
I guess the most recent intensity or color has been really. Uh, I almost changed my mind today, but I guess what I started with was this feeling of despair. Like, if you're just really like obsessed with this person and with this darkness that you've fallen into, that you're so depressed that you've really already given up. So
Hmm.
I've kind of thought about that as an intensity, which I guess that kind of feeling maybe can come off as not so intense, really low intensity.
So I think I hear you describing something like resignation, like
Yeah.
you're resigned to your fate, which is good because we can work with that. So I always think like where do we begin and where are we going to end and then what happens in the middle, right? So if you're resigned and playing more, let's say more a role of a narrator in the beginning, if you're a little bit emotionally detached, so that you have a place to go and there's one, two, three, four stanzas basically, right? Or four verses. If you can assign, and not in a calculated way, but just for yourself, some kind of intensity level or adjective that goes to it, not to be kind of like undergrad 101 and say like this is happy, this is sad, but something really, really detailed. Whatever your character is going through in the poetry. I like resignation at first, right? And then in the second verse, how does that differ from the first? Where do you go from resignation?
Hmm. Yes, that is. That's. Are you talking about mas cuando or?
Oyéndole el vil rincón.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
That. Well, I think the word that really triggers that is the vil.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think this is hopeful, and there's
Mm-hmm.
possibility behind it. So the intensity is heightened in to use a basic word, happy way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Not that it's happy, but I think it's a hopeful or almost, I want to say, delusional.
Okay, let's look really specifically. I mean, we don't have time really to look so specifically at every single word, but what does it mean to, why the choice of the word rincón, do you think? What does that mean? What else does it mean?
Yeah, the little, I mean, yo yendo del vil rincón, the corner,
Mm-hmm.
the that place of darkness, that place, the memory. Um, it's yeah, I think it's maybe memory or the that one final stab in the heart.
What do
Um,
you want? What do you want that rincon means in this case? Because a rincon can be a happy place. It
Mm-hmm.
can be a place where you feel safe. It can be a place where you hide a lot of darkness. It can be anything. In this case, what that rincon means to you. It's really important. And whatever that is, it's fine. You need to know what that rincon means in this case and what you want it to be, because that will actually translate into how you deliver these phrases, which is what all of this is going to help when we sing a little bit of it. I think it overall, you understand, you know, the ideas, they have not been structured or organized, so the song can land and find all these colors.
Yeah.
Adding the fact that this sound needs to sound a little bit more as an improvisation,
Yeah.
and not so much of this. Okay, and it's really hard to do it when you have a track because you don't have the flexibility of it. But I mean, I'm almost afraid to play this piano because it's really out of tune. But when you hear this kind of thing, that's just a guitar just going dee-da-da, 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 dee-da-da. So there's a lot of room in there. There's a lot of flexibility. But when you know what emotion, where all these emotions belongs to where and what, it'll help you deliver the phrases a little bit better. Yeah? Because right now it sounds like one idea carried all throughout the song. We want to break it down so we know this. We know where emotionally you are throughout the song. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing I just want to throw out there too is I picked one word, right? But you can pick one word from each stanza to, or each verse to help you be very specific, right?
Yeah.
Like we could talk about a corner for a long time. But I just wanted to mention a corner can also be an intersection, right? It's where a lot of different things meet, walls, floor, ceiling. It can be a lot of things. So he's right. Really specifically identifying a word in a phrase will help give you that direction. So let's work through it some.
Yeah.
Should we sing a little?
Okay. From where?
From the from the very beginning. Don't play your accompaniment just yet.
Okay.
Okay? So here's your starting pitch. It's a B minus. It's a COVID pitch. Okay? So in this case, as you were describing earlier to Maya, what is this I del I means? Where are you emotionally at the beginning of the song?
Resigned.
You're giving up.
Yes.
Is it because it's marked piano?
I didn't really look at that, but I guess it comes into play with the piano. That's
Again.
not the reason why I chose it.
Right. Okay. As long as you have a decision and there's a reason for it, we should be able to hear the results of that.
Yeah.
Okay? So, the one thing that I don't hear, Alonso, is when you go, I, del I, you're sort of giving up before you even start it with your tone. Carry that tone all throughout the phrase. Don't take it back. Because when you do this, I, del I, del I, it has to carry on. Because then when you're sustaining is when we actually feel all the things. And remember, it has to sound like it's improvised. Yeah?
Yeah.
This is a good reference of one of the Defia songs. Cualquiera que el tejado tenga de vidrio. It's the same thing. But there's a lot of room for it. Okay?
Yeah.
Go for it. Just give us something.
Okay. Ay del ay, ay del ay.
Can this be a little less rhythmic?
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay. Ay del ay.
every single time in this style of music, when you have those triplets, it is an extension of that emotion that you are giving us at the moment. Okay, it's just a little extra. It's just like cadenzas in bel canto. It's an extension of an emotion or something that you are expressing, something that you really want to get across, and that's what the cadenza is given to you. So when you have this, ay de la, ay de la da da da, and that it has to sound different. Okay.
In fact, the inflection should be on the first note of the triplet in this style. That will help guide you. I don't think you have to do it exactly the same each time, but start with that.
Okay. Ay del ay del ay.
What's the next phrase? Keep going.
Cuán hondo cielo será.
See, you make sure that all your consonants and everything has been spoken and sung, and do not leave anything to our imagination.
Okay.
So you should be able to carry those ending consonants like cuán hondo cielo. Do you remember the fading out that I was telling you with the ah? That happens there. You take them back. You go cuán on. It can be something that you do as an expression tool. Don't mess with the words. The words will give you all the expression that you need, but also will carry the voice throughout.
Okay.
Sing everything. Everything counts. Cuán hondo. Sustain everything. That's going to help the voice. Okay, one.
Cuán hondo cielos.
I hear this, Alonso. Cuanon. I'm even slowing down my text.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that I'm singing slower.
Yeah.
But you are, it's a little bit of choral singing. The consonants and everything are falling on the downbeat. I want you to delay everything. Cuanon thou cielo. See what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Take your time. Say the word. Say those words.
And also, if I can, sorry, if I can just jump in and say, give them depth as well as line, right?
Yeah.
The word onda, right? If you sing guano, what does the word mean? Give it that. So what Jose's talking about, let it blossom vertically, like into your soul, to the ground, as well as forward.
Cuán hondo cielo será, dije mi tumba mirando.
Dije mi tu manitam babibaban di-da-di, di-da-di. See what you're doing?
Yeah.
And try to get you to really, really, really plant your feet and really sing every single one of these notes.
Okay.
Every pitch. Dije ki, di-ba-bi.
Dije mi tumba mirando, que va tragando, cuanto nació y nacerá.
See, there is more voice now that we hear. We hear you sustaining something. Your voice is a lot grounded. That's what I'm missing when you're singing all of this. Don't get on the short side of the notes. Get on the long side of the notes.
Yeah.
Even the short notes, they should feel long in your body. So you don't start clipping notes and taking the vibration away from them. Every single one of these eighth notes, when you go, you're going pa-da-dee-da-dee-da-dee. Nah. Que va tragando. what I'm doing?
Mhm.
But you had to give each one of these eighth notes its total value. If you chop them off, they don't vibrate to this full length. And that will keep the voice where it needs to stay in order for you to express. If you're free, all the emotions will come up. But remember, the expression, you need freedom. Singing, it's all about freedom. If you're not free, the emotions are going to get all smashed up. You're not going to have the freedom that you need in order to be expressive. And you want to be expressive. Okay? Can you sing that phrase one more time? Que va tra.
Que va tragando, tragando.
Well, now I actually understood the words. Before was, do you know, you're nodding.
Yeah, I am. You're touching on like something that I struggled with, and I think I just went so far one way that I got into a different mode of singing with it.
Don't struggle. No, struggles are not great. Not good. Not good. So just turn that word, maybe use the word challenge. We all have challenges, but struggles, no. Turn it into something positive, because when something in front of you has a positive vibe to it, we can deal with it better. You know, I always tell singers, oh, this is so hard. And I said, this is so hard, you're shutting yourself down. When you said this is getting better, there is room there for improvement.
Yeah.
So struggles, we all have those. But when you focus on the words, when you focus on sustaining something, give it every note of the value, all those challenges goes away. So you can do this. Just make sure that you are grounded, especially when it gets to that part of the voice. ¿Cuánto nació y nacerá? Can you?
Cuando nació y nacerá.
Cuando what?
Cuando nació y nacerá.
Okay, can you say those words again?
Yeah, cuando nació y nacerá.
Now sing it like that.
Okay. Cuando nació y nacerá. Oh.
Yes. See what you're doing? The first time you did cuando nacerá, because you want to get to the end.
Yeah, okay.
But now you went cuando nació y nacerá. You are actually going around those words.
Yeah.
Don't rush.
Cuando nació y nacerá. Ay del ay, ay del ay.
You sound like a different person now.
You know, I always say taste the words, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Take time and just really enjoy them, because all of the colors of the vowels and everything will only help you. And so what he's talking about and what I'm talking about are the same exact thing. You know, because if you're super grounded, then you can let vowels blossom into consonants and spin all the way through. And the consonants are not throwaways; they're part of our legato and they're part of our expression, right? So I always think of it in terms of like tasting it.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Now, even can you? I'm assuming you have the same music because this was sent to us. Can you flip to page 20?
Yeah.
What state of mind are we right now with this I del I? At first, you were feeling more resignation and all of these things, and you talked about losing and hopeful and abandonment and all of those things when you were describing the poem to us. Now, on this part of the song, before you get to the poco meno, where are you emotionally? Because notice that this notice that this I del I this time around is higher.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think going crazy.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's there's crazy with a tinge of like the deepest depression, like the deepest depression that there can be possible.
Can you show us some crazy? Can you sing those
Yeah.
two phrases together?
Yeah,
Now, careful of not overdoing it.
I know. Yeah.
It was crazy emotionally. Don't put the crazy on your throat.
Ay del ay, ay del ay.
Okay, not bad. Okay, now this is what I heard, and correct me if I'm wrong. I del I. Done with that one. I da ti. What was the thought process to connect those two phrases?
There was none.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, here's my one phrase, and there's my last one. When you are not singing, there is singing. Does that make sense? When you go hi de la, hi, the music's still going, but you stopped, and there was not another thought triggering the next phrase. The thought and the emotion has to come first. Otherwise, your voice will not know what to do, or what is gonna come out might not match what you intended to do. Singing notes for the sake of making a sound, it's not enough. And you know this. It has to be attached to an emotion, or a thought, or a story, or something. It has to come with something. Otherwise, this is not going to do what we want it to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Can I just add, I know that we have like no minutes left, but because we have a lot of I all the time, right? I would really like to encourage you all to experiment with ah and different kinds of ah, and entertain the idea that you can enter into something with one different breath of ah than you sustain it or finish it even, that's going to come right from that emotion, right from your guts, right? Because if you listen to flamenco, you're not going to hear a textbook perfect, bright, clear, bright ah, right? The flamenco music that I have anyway, it's like, you know, it really has to come from your guts. And yeah, yeah, of course, obviously, caveat, don't do anything that's gonna hurt you, but take risks with it. Try different colors of ah that might, that would make somebody go, some voice teacher go, oh, that's not bright enough, or that's not dark enough, or that's not, something scandalously different in a split second that's coming 1,000% from your body and your breath and your emotion.
Scandalously different.
Get a little, yeah. Do something scandalous with your ah vowel, yeah?
Alonso, do it again and let us hear where you're going with your singing.
Okay.
Even when you're not singing.
Yeah.
We have to hear it. If you think of something, we will hear it.
Okay. Ay del ay, ay del ay.
But you took a chance. How does that feel?
It felt scandalous. But no, I think, yes, I love taking risks. Sometimes I don't take enough risks. So I think I would love to experiment more with pushing myself so that I know how far I can go and then go from there. Maybe backwards a little bit.
And knowing that taking risks is nothing but for you to get to know your instrument better. That's why we try things. We try things because we like, oh, I didn't know I could do that. Or, oh, I didn't know I could make that diminuendo on that high note. Or, oh my God, I didn't know that I could sing those 16 bars on one breath. That's what you practice for. Practicing not just only to know your notes and your rhythm and put your 1, 2, 3, and 4 together. It's for you to discover and get to know your instrument, what your instrument is capable of doing, and knowing that not every day you're gonna be on the same vocal. You're not going to have the same vocal date every single day. So you have to practice. So in one of those not so good days, you know what to do because you have tried it in so many different ways that when you are not in such a great shape, you can still make it through successfully and beautifully. Remember always that the amateurs practice to get things, to get it right, but the professionals practice so nothing can go wrong. Make sense?
Yeah.
So, and that's what you want. You want to discover different things. Those risks comes from that. You try different things and it's like, oh, okay, I have done this 17 different ways, so I'm good to go. But sustain your notes until the very end. Sing every note, give his notes their full values. Sing every word and every consonant. Legato is not just singing from vowel to vowel. Legato is using all your words from the beginning until the end, all your consonants. Everything that is in there creates the legato. Okay?
Yeah.
Because if you sing the vowels and no consonants, then something is gonna have to take that space. You sound great. You sound great, and this is a beautiful song for you. Allow yourself to discover other things now that you know it.
Thank you very much.
Of course.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Alonso. And so our next singer, Madeline, are you ready?
Hi.
Hi, Madeline.
Hola, ¿cómo están?
Oh, muy bien. Madeline is fancy. She has a
Hola.
pianist.
Oh, yeah.
Sí. Jaime Bazán, pianista.
Ah, muy bien. Gracias por
Hola.
tocar.
Ok, vamos a cantar La chichera de Rosa Meredez Ayarza.
Eso.
A ver. La chicha de terra que la vida aquí está la preferida, aquí está la de primera, como no, aquí está la de primera, aguarda de que ya voy, aguarda de nacerito, que por mucho que se venga siempre, tendrás tu vasito sabor, tendrás tu vasito. Donde se vaya, es una ficha, porque le ofreció una llama, se vendió toda la chicha, caramba, toda la chicha. Ay, el vino no te entusiasmes, cierra esa boca, porque lo que estás mirando se ve, pero no se toca, se ve, pero no se toca, que sí, estás muriendo por mí, que sí, te estás muriendo por mí, y apenas doy media vuelta, ya estás llamando otra puerta, si eres de Tazzoli, chica, para tanto aquí, si eres de Tazzoli, chica, para tanto aquí, chica, para tanto aquí.
Brava.
Fabulous. I love this song.
Bravo to both of you. Bravi. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go ahead and start.
Okay. Madeline, Well, I'm gonna talk to you in English because I don't know if everybody here speaks Spanish. So but listen, this song, it goes and goes and goes and goes. It just never stops, and it's very rhythmic. It is your job to make it sound slow.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Because if you go la chichera pepa pintera, and then when it gets to phrase it after phrase, aquí está la preferida pa pa pa, you have to find the ways where you land and you take off again, because it just keep going. It's like a typewriter. You keep picking on this phrase, ya pa 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 pa, and I don't feel that the phrase is having a landing point. Okay, we'll work a little bit on it. And then I think what makes this song even more or crispier is that you pay attention to the articulations. What's short is short. When there is an accent, do it. And don't shy away from them. You have places like when you sing que la pida, quien la quiera, you have la pida, quien la quiera. If you take that accent away, those are an example of what I'm telling you to keep you grounded so the song doesn't get out of control rhythmically.
Okay.
Make sense?
Sí, yes.
Can we do? Just start at the beginning when on your first phrase and go on for like a page or so.
Okay. La primera frase, cántala. La chica de tierra que la vida que la quiero. Aquí está la preferida.
Okay, go back. When you go, aquí está la papari, rhythm. Make sure that you get off that note. When you go, aquí está, off the notes. La preferida, and make sure that you phrase that correctly so it doesn't sound like you're pushing through.
Ahí está directamente.
Sí.
Voy un poquito antes de eso, ¿ya? Pues la camina.
Aquí está la preferida, aquí está la de primero, como no, aquí está la de primero, acuérdate que ya voy, acuérdate caserito, que por mucho que se venda siempre, tendrás tu vasito sabor, tendrás tu vasito. Cuidado con ese pollo, es una ficha, porque le ofrece una llama, se vivió toda la chicha.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You sound much more relaxed. And we actually get the text a lot clearer.
Okay.
It's very easy to get out of control with songs like that because they're so rhythmic and you just like, oh, I don't want to lose it, so you keep pushing forward. Doing this is gonna help you. You're gonna feel a lot more space in between your phrases. Mucho más espacio.
Okay.
It's not gonna slow it down, but it's gonna give us the space that we need to digest all this text and the phrases. Make sense?
Sí.
Yeah,
Más
and very, it's a very rhythmic thing. So don't compete with each other. Help each other.
Okay.
You have a terrific pianist behind you, like very accurate. Help each other out. Don't compete. It's not about who's gonna make it to the end of the song first. Get there together. I know, but it's one of those things, and every moment that you can find to feel the feel that and not this.
Okay.
Play with it. Yes, it's very playful. Don't drill it. Make sense?
Sí, 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 yes.
Cool. Sounds terrific, both of you.
Yeah, I would just say if you can make a difference between the different kinds of markings, staccato versus, you know, um, I love it. And I'm wondering if you'll share a little bit about the song itself for everyone who's listening, because it's very different from what we're used to hearing, right?
Yes.
What can you tell us about the song and about the composer and this particular type of Peruvian music? What
Sí.
can you share?
Lo puedo decir en español. My English is bad.
Ah, sí.
Um,
You can say it in Spanish and I can translate.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
La canción se trata de una mujer que vende chicha, que es una bebida tradicional, en la antigua Lima, y ella ofrece de esta manera su producto, ¿no? Por ejemplo, chicha, chicha, vendo chicha. Entonces, ¿qué hizo perdón, sí.
Chicha is about this woman who sells this drink that is famous in her country, and la chicha is the product that she is selling. Is a beverage.
Yes. Y esto pasaba en la antigua Lima, en la Lima virreinal, donde las personas vendían distintos productos.
It happens in the antique. What is the word for antique? Antique Lima.
Yeah, old.
The old Lima, yes, the old Lima with everybody sells different things at the same time. It's like going to the market these days. The
Right.
farmer's market. It's like going to the farmer's market.
The farmer's market, yes. Right.
Y esta música era muy, bueno, perdón, estos vendedores eran gente de barrio, de distritos populares, y la compositora utilizó estos pregones, la forma como ellos hablaban y las convirtió en música académica.
Yeah, they took their slang and the way that they communicate, when you are from, I always said if you really want to know a country, you go to where the food the food from the places when you go, and that's how you learn your culture. Don't go to the fancy restaurants. That is not culture. That is just business. So, and she took the slang and the way all of these people from these pueblos where these little towns live and create all of this and she turned it into music, academia music. So more to what's it called, to educate.
Yes, she was very, very important in the dissemination, right, of folkloric culture. And she did this through academic channels, right? She preserved, this composer preserved folk music and was really important to bringing folklore culture into these different academic circles.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. And I love how you told the story too, right? And this chicha de maíz, ¿no?
Exacto, sí, de maíz morado, bueno, esa chicha, ¿no? Que, con diferentes ingredientes y lo vendía.
I see. So the indigenous, this is an indigenous beverage made of corn, and they used to grind the corn with their teeth, right, and ferment it, right? So this idea of bringing a very old thing into a very modern setting is so, don't think, this is not very academic, so cool. It's so cool, right? It's like, this song, it's very fun and flirtatious, right? Why?
Porque ella lo ofrece de una manera coqueta, ¿no?
She does it in a sexy way. She's selling her product.
No
And whatever it takes, she's gonna get it to you.
Yes.
Hace bromas de doble sentido, ¿no?
Bueno, sí, en Puerto Rico tú no puedes decir esa palabra.
¿Verdad?
Yeah, there are cultures and there are cultures, but we know. So she uses everything she has in order to sell her product.
Sí, bueno, eso, ¿no? Una coquetería femenina
Mhm.
Ella tiene que ir con la música como si estuviera bailando, gozando, ¿no?
I see.
Depende.
That she uses the music in every. I think that the punctuation that the composer is giving you for this text works perfectly because it's really perfectly in character with everything that you're doing. What you need to remember are those punctuations in those places because it's clearly marked on the piano part. They's giving lots of like all of that, but you have to do it with the text. The pianist is doing all with the notes and just grounding you, giving you a great platform. Pero tú lo tienes que hacer con el texto. Tú tienes que pintar todo esto que ella está haciendo rítmicamente con el texto.
Okay.
I just told her, you all get it. Everything the pianist is doing rhythmically and with the short and the low notes and all of that, it's her job to do it with the text by being as specific rhythmically with your music.
Okay.
That's when the two of you become so tight and the partnership happens like nothing can just interrupt or fall in between the two of you. It's a collaboration, but this collaboration has to happen together. This is not the case when he follows you and then you sort of go there and drop the words. This has to be so tight together. Then you'll be able to portray this woman and get the message across. And whatever it is that you're selling, we will buy it. But you have to sell it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay?
You know, we mezzos sing a lot of flirtatious and sexy music. And I think one thing that Jose talked about in the beginning is if you put in that legato, put in that juxtaposition of legato with all of this articulation, those moments can be delicious. They can be very, very luscious. And it's just as playful in a different way.
Okay.
Madeline, tú sabes la página donde dice, ay viejito no te entusiasmes, cierra esa boca.
Cierra esa boca.
Can you read that text with the really specific tight rhythm? Just like I did. Ay, viejito, no te entumeces. Cierra esa boca.
Okay, canto, sí.
No, yes, go for it.
Ay, viejito, no te entusiasmes. Cierra esa boca, porque lo que estás mirando se ve.
See, go around your pianist and take a look at it.
I'm sorry.
Ay, viejito, no te entusiasmes. Cierra esa boca, porque lo que estás mirando se ve, pero no se toca, se ve, pero no se...
All right, yes, fine. This is what I would like to hear. Ay, viejito, no te entumeces. Cierra esa boca, cierra esa boca. Na boca. You're dragging the short notes along a little bit, and it's taking away the sparkle.
Okay, sí.
Notice that he is not. Your pianist is not doing this. It's gonna be a mess. Just listen. You hear all this? What happened with the pedal? That's what happens if you sustain this note way too long. But if you just go, you can put it up.
Different.
Short, what is short? Long, what is short? What is long? I really want to play this song now. I want to learn it. I do it together.
Ay, viejito, no te entusiasmes. Cierra esa boca, porque lo que estás mirando se ve, pero no se toca, se ve,
That's what you need. Isn't that fun?
Yes, yes, sí.
That's what you need. You have to work this song together like this. Those spaces when there are no notes and he is playing, we have to hear those silences. We have to hear every single no when you're not singing and he is busy doing all the stuff.
Bien.
If you sustain notes above it, we're losing the whole point of the song. Rhythmically.
I know.
And then all of a sudden, when you start shortening notes here and there, I heard a lot of colors coming through. There was, you got really, really, really playful. Allow yourself to do a lot more of that. Because that's great.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
I loved it too, and I think you can even be more specific with where you choose to be staccato and where you choose to be legato.
Okay. Sí.
Yeah. So the phrase we just did was so crystal clear and so beautiful. You can sing a little bit different, porque lo que estás mirando, a little, without changing it, what you just did, you can make it contrasting a little bit, I think. Because she writes a shift there to pianissimo, right? So I think that color shift that's happening already is great. Take it to another level.
Yes.
We try that one more time, just that
Do
one
it again.
section again.
Do it again, Madeline. And start at the same place. Ay, viejito.
Ay, hijita.
And then look at this. When you get to places, the place where Maya was talking about, you go, porque lo que estás mirando se ve. There's a portamento in there, right? But then you take it back. Se ve, pero no se toca. Se ve,
Pero no se toca.
pero no se. Right. You all understand this phrase. She says, it says, but what you're looking at, you can look at it, but don't touch it.
Exacto.
Okay? It's a good thing for everybody to know. So whatever it is that she's selling, some of it you can look at it, but don't touch it.
Ajá. Okay.
And he marked it piano, okay?
Ay, hijita.
Ay, viejito, tata. It's not ay, viejito. Notice that there is a rest in there.
Ay, hijita, no tengo
Start again. You should not connect those two things. Ay, viejito. It's ay, viejito, no te.
Okay, okay.
Why are you saying ay? ¿Por qué tú estás diciendo ay?
Porque-
¿El viejito se está portando mal?
Sí, pero ahí como que, oye, no te entusiasmes.
Right. Well, see what you just did is like, hey, don't get carried away. You're like, ay, viejito, no, I'm gonna slap your face if you just cross the line, That's what we need to hear. Ay, viejito. That doesn't make sense. Ay, viejito, no te. Yeah.
Ay, hijita, no te entusiasmes. Cierra esa boca, porque lo que estás mirando se ve, pero no se toca, se ve, pero no se toca. Que sí, te estás muriendo por mí. Que sí, te estás muriendo por mí. Y apenas doy media vuelta, ya estás llamando otra puerta. Sirve con todo mi tierra para tanto aquí. Sirve
Yeah.
con todo mi tierra para tanto aquí. Tierra para tanto aquí.
Yeah, I can tell that it's a lot more for fun for him to play it when you start getting playful with your words. There is a thing that sometimes it for me, it scares me when I'm trying to make music and the singer is sort of pushing through it just gets me a little anxious. It makes me, yeah. When you get that playful, it's a lot more fun to play. Now, when you get to the end, whatever the high note you're doing, what is your end? Chicha. Ba-da-ba-da-dee.
Sí.
Carry on. The phrase is not over on the high note. La frase no termina donde está la nota aguda, ¿eh? La frase termina la nota después.
Sí, ya. Ok.
¿Sabes lo que estás haciendo?
A
Ba,
la
ba, ba. And then you just take the energy away. Carry on until the very end. Ba, ba, bum, ba, bum.
Ok.
Finish your music. It's not over when you hit the high note.
Sí.
Yeah. Can you just do the end when you go si eres de consoladín? Consololín. There you go. Yeah, once you hit the high note, don't shy away from it. Make it through. It's the next note that's most important after the high note.
Yeah, I love that.
Wow.
I love all of the tiny details in there. Um, yeah, that was great.
It's a great song for you. Just
Yeah.
have fun with it and be in character. When you're in character, don't. If you worry about your rhythms or the speed or anything, you're missing the whole point. Really get into this character. Métete en el personaje, lo que estás vendiendo, lo que estás haciendo. Y juega con tu pianista. No te desconectes de él. Porque una vez te desconecta, entonces se convierte en una carrera entre ustedes dos. La música tiene que tener espacio, ¿eh? Aunque vaya deprisa, tiene que tener ese sentido de espacio. ¿Ok? Por eso es que te la escribió toda. Yeah. Otherwise, it would have put a lot of pedal in there, and God help us.
Yeah.
Bravo, the two of you, bravi.
Thank
So
you.
good.
Gracias, gracias.
Gracias.
That was excellent. Just gracias, Madeline y Jaime. Next up is Mark Martinez.
Hello, Mark. Oops, you're muted.
Oh, yes. Hi there. Can you hear me okay?
Of course.
Sure. So I'm Mark Martinez, and I'm singing a song by Obradors, Con Amores, mi madre. Should I just start into it?
Sure.
Oh, you're in the camera, actually. That's fine.
That's okay. Hello, Mom. Is that Mom?
No, she's a friend of mine.
Oh, hello, friend.
Con amores la mi madre, con amores me dormí. Así dormida soñaba, oh, qué corazón velaba. Qué amor me consolaba. Con más bien que me recí, adormeció mi favor, que amor me dio con amor. Yo descanso a mi dolor, la fe con que le serví. Con amores la mi madre, con amores me dormí.
Bravo.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Beautiful legato. Beautiful line.
Thank you. Thank you.
Um, Tell us a little bit about what are your challenges with this song?
Well, I mean, for me, the biggest technical challenge right now is I haven't sung high notes in a while, so it's like floating that last A is just not really possible. That aside, I think the non like super other technical thing is really differentiating between like the repeated notes because this is kind of chantish in a lot of ways. It's a lullaby sort of, but I think really bringing out that emotion from just repeated notes going on for the entire line, I think is the main challenge.
Great. You said something about something technical. What did you say about something technical?
Oh, I just mean like the last A, like it should be floated, like it just fits with the better text, like fits with the text and the song itself. But right now I can't really do it. Sorry.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Well, we'll get to that. I think I always say it's not the high note; it's everything that comes before it that will set you up to succeed, right? The way that this is set, it's a little tricky, right? It sits right in the passaggio. It just hangs out. Lots of repeated notes. I kind of want to ask what your approach is to the breath with these things.
So for like passaggio notes and like repeated notes, you mean?
Yes, yes. How do you prepare for something like this right in the measure before you start singing?
Oh, I see. I mean, so what I try to do is really just like I guess have like a good support beforehand, just because like it is. You know, I want to make it so that it feels like it's one breath going throughout. You know, so that's what I try to do.
Good. What does support mean to you?
Sure. So support for me means having well, I mean just like a stable musculature, but like ultimately it means just having a constant flow of air as opposed to just like it's like kind of pushing and just like making it happen in a slipshod manner.
So I do hear a constant flow of air. What I could use more of is a balance of that airflow in your body. Because what ends up happening is it kind of pushes through here and we get a little bit of a nasal sound. So I wonder what happens if can we just do an experiment? And I don't want to no disclaimers. I would just like to try it if you're game.
Okay, sure. Sounds good.
Sing a little of the opening phrase and imagine this is a safe space. I know this is being recorded, but I'm going to say it anyway. Imagine that instead of your air going this way, your air is going this way.
Okay.
So just sing the very first phrase to dormir.
Okay. With accompaniment or without?
Just without is fine. Just take your pitch and
move away from the microphone a little bit.
Con amores la mi madre, con amores me dormí.
Okay, now do it the way you did it before, and let's compare.
Con amores la mi madre, con amores me dormí.
Good. Which one did you like better?
I mean, the singer answers, I shouldn't be able to tell, right? But I agree that it sounded a little less nasal when I didn't push forward.
Yeah, I liked the second one better. It was much clearer, much more resonant, of course. But just to say that sometimes we can do an exercise, it's a means to the end and not an end to the sound. But what happened is that when you came back the second time, you were a little bit more balanced in your body.
I see.
Okay? It's just one of those mind games we play with ourselves. Let's go too far in one direction, and then let's come back to where we were, and then we didn't get as much drive. Okay?
I see.
So there's a tendency for us to think, gotta feel everything right here, and we do, we should, but it needs to be balanced with an anchor in the body of the breath. Okay? So whatever the words are that you give yourself that make you think, I'm going to balance that airflow. I'm not going to drive it forward. I'm going to anchor it, and I'm going to let it be energized, and it's going to be balanced.
Okay.
Okay? For me, I can tell you, that just means that I feel my breath lower in my body, but that I feel more of a pull this way rather than exclusively this. Because you're right, you don't want to push here, you don't want to pull or push or, and teachers in pedagogy books will throw around the word synergy, but what does that really mean? Nothing unless you assign it a physical thing that has meaning to you, something kinesthetic. So I'm just wondering, we'll do it one more time.
Sure.
And I want you to just identify for yourself some direction that you can give yourself so that you remember, I'm going to balance the breath in my body and not push it.
Okay.
Okay? Let's do it one more time.
Okay.
Con amores a mi madre, con amores me dormí. Así dormida soñaba lo que corazón velaba.
Good. I'm going to stop you. I know it's hard. Sorry with the track. Nice reflexes, though.
Oh, thank you.
So that's the motor,
Okay.
right? We have to be that grounded. We have to explore that balance so that we don't drive the sound forward. Now, that said, let's talk about text clarity.
Okay, yes.
Okay. What do you strive for with the text? What are your challenges with that?
Sure. No, I feel like I always have a problem where it's like text just kind of disappears, kind of regardless of what language I'm speaking in or singing in. So that's, for me, an ideal to aspire to is really just so people can actually understand what I'm saying, as opposed to it becoming a vocalese.
Super. Yeah, I agree. We get up to say something, right? Yes, I love that very much. So we'll try to help you with that.
Sure. Sounds good. Thank you.
I do lose your consonants, so I lose the words, and also the journey from the vowel to the consonant becomes something that gets in the way also, right?
Yes.
Can you sing without the track, just the opening Con amores la mi madre? And I only want you to think about the consonants and not the vowels. Sing everything, but focus on the consonants.
Con amores la mi madre.
Okay, so can you speak that? Just speak it.
Sure. Con amores la mi madre, con amores me dormí.
Good.
That's very curious because when you speak, you're not rolling all of your R's. When you're singing, you're rolling every single one of them.
I know. It's a bad habit.
Okay, let's break that habit right now because it's getting on your way.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know that Amores is not rolled. Madre, it is. So every time you have the Amor, flip that R. How do you do it? Elongate the vowel. If you stay on the vowel longer, there's no room for you to roll those R's.
Okay.
Con amores la mi madre. Do it, slow it down, and feel everything in between the notes.
Okay.
I want you to focus on what's going on in between the note, not just on the notes where you have syllables.
Okay.
Does that make sense? So you have Con amores la. There is singing in between those notes. See what I'm doing?
Yeah.
That's what I want you to focus on.
Okay. Also do it the same line.
Slow it down a little.
Con amores la mi madre.
Yes, fantastic. When you go to me, don't shove that closed vowel into a teeny space.
Okay.
You're doing this. Con amores la mi, and you're closing your mouth. So the vowel before the closed one is an open vowel, right? Let the E vowel belong to that space.
I see. Okay.
You say con amores la mi ma. Don't close the space to put a closed vowel in it.
Okay.
Okay, remember, every vowel has every other vowel in it.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, don't change the space because you have a closed vowel. Maintain the space and make them all live there within. But I love that you're not rolling your all those R's. There are a little too many. Do it again.
Con amores la
Okay, so what is con what? What is the word?
Amores.
Amores. You had to close that O. Con amore, amores la. There's some of those vowels that had walls, right? Do them all. That's what I ask you to slow it down, Mark, because I want you to feel every vowel, every shape of them. How do you do that? Stay loose, use that air that you're talking about, all that support, so all your articulators are flexible, so they can move. So there's a reason why you need to sing like a ventriloquist.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah? Everything has to be articulated. You are not going to overdo it, but you have to feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Don't go into a ventriloquist school all of a sudden.
Okay.
Everything. It's just like speaking. Test. It's like Maya said, taste the text. If you have to feel it, moving up and down and all of that, the way you do it is by keep moving air. It will keep you flexible. Okay?
Moving air is the important thing.
Yes.
Moving the air, yeah.
Go again. You're doing great.
Con amores la
Sorry, you're right. Okay.
Con amores
Okay.
You went into that con amores lam. Don't be afraid of giving us the text.
Sorry.
Con amores la mi madre.
How does that feel?
I mean, it feels a lot more natural too.
Oh, natural. I like that word. Yes, it should feel natural. If it doesn't feel natural, you're doing something. Okay, so when you have things like, we're gonna go back and you're doing this, but exactly that you did with that first phrase, you have to carry on to every single one of them. You have to be that specific.
Okay.
Okay, so now when you go to que el amor me consolaba, right?
Yep.
And then the next phrase when you go, comas bien que merecí. See the end of the phrase. Don't get caught up with the high note in between.
I see. Okay.
You're doing comas bien que, and then that's it.
I see.
Coma bien que merecí. If anything, merecí is that what you're aiming for.
Yeah, I agree. Yes.
So start where you have que el amor me consola on this key.
El amor me consolaba.
And you make it less separation and more connection. How do you do that? Sing longer vowels. Que el amor me consolaba. When you shorten the vowels, this is what you get. Que el amor me yeah?
I see. Okay.
El amor me consolaba.
Big phrase.
Con más bien que merecí.
There you go. So that is what you're going to need in order at the end to sing that no. Try to do a little bit of that. Now, when you go to con amores la mi madre, con amores medor. You have an R in there, right?
Yeah.
That one, you need to roll.
Okay.
because that one is going to keep you from everything to go up.
I see.
Dormi. That's the one that is going to keep you grounded.
Okay, that makes sense.
If you flip that R, the vowel is going to grab and it's going to make you struggle.
I see. Okay, that makes
Okay?
sense.
Consonants is going to keep you loose and fluffy and all of those things that you want in order for that air to flood out of your body.
Okay.
Yeah? Now go back to that. Con amores la mi madre. All the vowels, all the notes, do not roll R's that you're not supposed to.
Okay.
I know. Just think about all of those 15 things at once.
Con amores la mi madre, con amores me dormí.
Sorry.
That's fine.
I have a question for you. What is your favorite vowel to sing on a high cue like that?
Or eh?
Okay, so the e is a little bit closer to what is actually written, right?
Yes.
So I would say at it when you can, if you haven't already done so, change it. Tell your body that's where you're going. And then you can start to adjust it into what you need to resemble an E vowel,
Yes.
right? What we know about acoustics of sound is that we can't sing a pure E vowel on every single note above a certain point. Laws of acoustics, it doesn't work, and we fight ourselves trying to do it. So the answer is to figure out what works for you on that note
I see.
and then adjust, right? So allow yourself to do that. Because the sopranos who sing this do not sing an E vowel on that pitch. It is an acoustical impossibility,
I see. Okay.
right? So figure out what vowel you'll travel through to get there, what vowel you're telling yourself it is, and then what vowel you actually shape it to be. You have so many options. You have so many options. And honestly, we're going to hear the word that's written. We will. Within a certain realm of understanding, we will.
Totally.
Yeah.
Mark, do the phrase again and do not break it. Don't worry. If you don't hold the A for like 3, 6, 9, 12, whatever, the 15 beats, it's okay. That's not what we're after here. When you go, con amores me dor, and focus on where you are on the word door, and let the me comes out of that door. Don't change anything.
Okay.
Meaning, position, or the pitch, or anything. Sing the me where the door is.
Okay.
Okay? If you hold it for 2 beats, that it's okay. Sorry, it's the connection of all of this phrase that I'm after.
Okay.
Con amores me dor. And keep going.
Okay.
Con amores.
Okay, wait. The other thing is, Mark, did you see where you started?
No.
Con I need to know that there is an A in the horizon.
Okay.
If you don't start with that A is, you're gonna have problems navigating through the phrase.
Okay.
So knowing that you go me and work your way down. Con amores me dormi. You need to know where you're going so your body can be prepared.
I see. Yes.
If you start this much, you're gonna find yourself doing a whole lot of things on that A to be able to get it out of your body.
Okay. Makes sense.
Start physically with that A is, and then prepare for the rest.
Okay.
Con amores la mi madre, con amores me dormí.
Yeah, and if can we do that the last part con amores me without the breath.
Okay, sure.
The breath is allowing this to get up.
I see. Okay.
Con amores me dormi.
You feel the connection?
Yeah, it's a
When
little.
you do con amores me, this is what's getting you stuck.
I see.
You have to keep going
I
because
see.
you're in the right path. The moment that you take that breath, this is happening.
I see. Well, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay? Don't roll your R's. They're pretty, but you should not be rolling all of them. And sustain, Mars. Sustain every. I don't know. Sorry, guys, if you hear a flute, that's my husband practicing. um, sustain your vowels and your syllables all the way. Con amores, and you feel like it's like a little gondola in this song when you have these Con amores la mima. It's not this.
Yeah.
It sounds beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
Allow yourself the space. Allow yourself to be in the space. Allow yourself to let the sound fill the space without you cutting it because the next pitch is coming.
I see. Okay.
Every single one should feel like it's the one and only. Con amores la. It feels so good that you don't want to stop singing them.
Mhm.
But if you go con amores la mima, you're not really carrying the beauty of this. See, make sense?
Totally.
Yeah. Do it one more
Also-
time from the beginning.
Yeah. Also, just to add, make sure when you do start those phrases, release the. This is so easy to say and so hard to do. Release the worry, right? Start it. Allow your body to own that, right? In other words, instead of starting a phrase by setting and holding your breath and setting and hoping and praying, which we all do. Not gonna lie, have the confidence to know that your body knows what to do there.
Okay.
You've trained it. It's your breath is there. It's ready. So allow yourself to release into your body. That's what the balance is. That's what the space is. It is tempting to hold everything here for fear that if we move, something will go wrong.
Uh-huh.
Release it into your body. Release it into the column. And then when you start every phrase, incorporating the 752 things that we've said in, that we've said in the last half hour, you have the flexibility and freedom to do that.
Okay.
Because the high note is there. The high note is there. It isn't that. It's that you need to prepare it here and not let all of those things get in the way.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
Con amores la mi madre, con amores me dormí. Así dormida soñaba lo que corazón velaba, que el amor me consolaba. Con más bien que merecí, adormecióme el favor que amor me dio con amor. Dio descanso a mi dolor, la fe con que le serví. Con amores la mi madre, con amores me dormí.
Yay for risks.
Thank you.
I know some.
Feel. Oh, I'm
Huh?
sorry. I'm sorry, Maya.
Oh, it's okay. I was just going to say, sometimes we think that an extra breath is going to help us, and it hinders us. I loved that suggestion to do that all the way through. That did so many things for your body. That was good.
You know why the no wasn't longer? Because you told your body, I'm done. It was your brain controlling your singing, but not you.
I see.
Because that no was in the right place. But you said like, oh, it's long enough, it's gonna crack. And then your body went like, bleh.
Oh, okay.
You cut it out.
It's probably true, honestly.
Yeah, I am no here for no reason. Can you sing the last phrase and hang on to it until, I don't care that you turn blue. Just hold the note, knowing that you have it. Don't let it crack. You are in control. Just the last phrase when you go, the one without the breath. Con amores me dormí.
Con amores me dormí.
When you start spinning is when you were releasing the air. Release that air. Keep that air moving so the note can just stay alive. It's not singing the note and holding the breath because you last longer. No, just sing the note and let that air move the note. It's like you keep repeating the vowel over and over. It's like a mosquito. Because that's how you get that note going and it's still alive. So good job. Good for you for taking the risk of keeping the whole phrase in one.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Yeah. Thank you for receiving all of that. That was a lot, but it's exciting. You did great.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Yes.
it. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Mark. It was a pleasure to hear you again. And then our final singer for today, Carolena, her coach Russell Miller at Eastman says it was a really wonderful class. It was fantastic. He's really enjoyed it, and he was excited to learn some new repertoire. He's the head of vocal coaching at Eastman, but he had to jump off on this last singer, which is his singer. So, but he looks forward to the recording. So I'll make sure that he gets that.
My name is Carolena Lara, and I will be singing the first song from Xavier Montsalvatge's Cinco, Canciones, Negras. This song is Cuba, Dentro de un Piano.
Cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete de fresa por sombrero, el humo de los barcos aún era humo de habanero. Vuelta, vuelta, bajera. Si adormecía entre fandangos y habaneras, y un lorito al piano quería ser de tenor. Está la flor que el hombre tanto venera. Este Antonio volvía en su errete insurrecto. La cabana, el príncipe sonaban, por los patios muerto. La umbría, la perla suelta el mar de las Antillas, ya se apagó, se nos ha muerto. Me encontré con la mía Trinidad. Cuba se había perdido, y ahora era verdad, no era mentira. Un canonero oído llegó, cantando lenguajeros. Ya se perdió. Hubo la culpa de dinero. Cayó el camionero. Después, fue cuando al siglo hicieron yes. Thank you.
Brava.
I noticed I was drifting a little bit, but
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
thank you.
Yeah. There's so much to talk about. So much. Could you just like very quickly, so that everyone knows a little about this song, just talk briefly about the significance of the poetry?
Sure. I have to start by saying the whole cycle is really interesting because there are different poets for each song. Well, one has two poets for two songs. Sorry, I'm saying that wrong. But anyways, all of the songs, all of the poetry is really centered around Latin America and Afro-Hispanic minorities. So this particular song is obviously about Cuba, and it's talking about the cultural maybe demise of Cuba as it was infiltrated by the US. So the last line is the most poignant. They take the word "sí" and they change it to "yes."
Mm-hmm. These are all socio-political texts, in other words, right? Especially this one. This is a really clear narrative. I think it's interesting. The very first question we have to answer with the song cycle is about diction, right?
Yes.
In general, when we deal with songs of Spain and Latin America, we may have a composer, we may have a poet, and we may have a subject that are from three different places. So we have decisions to make regarding regional dialect and accent.
Absolutely.
The good general rule that we use is composer first, then poet, but that doesn't hold true for this entire cycle.
Right.
Because we can't sing the last one, right? In Spanish, like Spain Spanish.
Sure.
It doesn't work. How do you feel about this one? Where do you fall with accent for this one?
Well, the composer is from Catalonia, so totally different. We're not doing anything Catalan. And the poet's Spanish as well. And I've sung this piece in this cycle with a Castilian accent before, but on my journey with this piece, I've decided that I think it would be most appropriate to use Cuban pronunciation.
If we do that, we have to make some adjustments throughout, particularly the double L, the Y, the E vowels in general need to be a little more closed. They sometimes fall a little too open. Those are all very detaily things, but they're super important because there's so much recit. That said, there's just as much musically to speak about, and it all belongs together. We can't really separate it in this song. So I think we can work all of it together. I'm gonna let Jose start because I know where he's gonna go first, and we're gonna build on that.
Okay.
Carolina, I think the beginning of the song it's oversung.
Okay.
There's too much voice. There is the text is overdone a little bit, simplified a little bit.
Okay.
Tell me the story. It's like Maya said. It's a little recit. Cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete de fresa por sombrero y el humo de los barcos aún era humo de habanero. All right. Sorry, guys, I'm just recovering from COVID. Sorry, it's like crazy.
That's a beautiful voice.
I know, right?
He does.
So, cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete de fresa por sombrero.
Cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete de fresa.
See what you did with your N? You aspirated it. Cuando mi madre, sing through it.
Cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete de fresa por sombrero y el humo de los barcos aún era humo de habanero.
The breath has to go.
Okay.
You cannot take it. Y el humo de los barcos aún era humo de habanero. You had to manage to do it. Now, if you and I are at the movie theater and you want to tell me, oh my God, I heard this beautiful song, and I say, ooh, I want to hear it, but you can sing louder. You're whispering in my ear this tune so nobody can hear you.
Okay.
What would your voice do?
Cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete de fresa por sombrero y el humo de los barcos aún era humo de habanero.
Yeah.
Right, no, that's fine. Yes. Now, take the element of the whispering out and the feeling of that. Cuando, and feel all the space. Cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete de fresa por sombrero. Sing on that beautiful space that you have. Don't let everything get there.
Okay.
Cuando mi madre...
No, that is too... Cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete...
Cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete de fresa por sombrero.
Go back to the space.
Y el humo de los barcos aún era humo de habanero.
All of a sudden, you have a lot of air to finish the phrase, which tells us that you are not using your resonance to sing, okay? You have to be on that breath because it's a little bit on the belting, chesty side of it, and that's what is taking all the breath away. Okay? It has to be on that beautiful, so turn your surround system on because you need all of this, not just this. You were here. Now, the hard part of this song, it's that it's just hard to do it with the track because you're not getting the flexibility you need. But all of this. Feel very bohemian. and nothing's like this. Mulata vuelta bajera. Cádiz y adormecí, right? Every single section of the song has its own identity. Not the whole song has. Just think about if you're looking at a map and you look at every town, they all look different, right? Different shape, different sizes, different colors, different things. That's what each part of this song has to be. It has to have its own identity and its own shape. That's what every part of this song has a different tempo. That you're in a different place in each part of the story of this song. You had to identify them separately so they can become one unit. But don't sing the song from the beginning until the end with the same musical idea, because then you're missing colors. So you have the beginning of like, cuando mi madre llevaba un sorbete de fresa, blah, 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 and then you get into this stuff. And then you have this other part. And then all of a sudden you go back to that. That's your background music.
Mhm.
Basically, it's just like. And then you get to the other part when you have this stuff. Y tío Antonio volvía con su aire de insurrecto. La cabaña y el príncipe sonaban por. And then all of a sudden, ya papipa. Me encontré. Right? And then you have the triumphant part of the. Yeah. Right? Identify your regions in your towns and all of those things on your map, color them separately, and then put them together like a puzzle so they can become a one unit. Okay?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think the sectional nature of this piece is what makes it so interesting. It's like little building blocks, right? And you keep adding to the story. And I think that the individual color of each section, you can build on that. It's a tapestry of things, like Jose said. Your background music represents something. One thing that always strikes me about this particular song is sort of the bitter irony of it. And I just wonder about singing it in Castilian Spanish for that reason. Because the story that you're telling, I mean, you think about it and you can draw your own conclusions. Jose and I have talked about this a lot because the variety of repertoire in Spain and Latin America, you know, and we don't always have someone we can ask, you know, what did you intend for me to sing there, right? But the irony of having to speak in a different kind of Spanish than what your instinct tells you is significant.
Okay.
Could add to the telling of this story, for sure. The little things that he was talking about, the laid back nature of mulata vuelta, use the consonants more.
Oh, okay.
Mulata, that can come out of a hum. You can take little risks with this, right? It's so recity in the beginning, and not everything is as lyric as every other thing in the song, right? So use the consonants in the way that you approach the text to help you organize those sections.
Okay.
Yeah.
Carolina, can we go back to when you go to Mulata Vuelta Bajera? Just do it without the track. I just want to hear you just really milking every single one of these words.
Okay.
Well, the C minus.
Mulata vuelta
make it even more legato than that. Take advantage of the triplets. The triplets is the key to deliver these phrases. When you have ya ba ba bi ba ba bi da di. Good. There you go. See? That felt good. The triplets of this, again, it's an expression thing. Don't just sing 3 notes. Ba 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 ba. Ti ba 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 ba. And the fact that he put notes in between makes it even more interesting. Now, Cadice adormeci. Where are they?
Cadice adormecía entre fandangos y habaneras, y un lorito al piano quería hacer de tenor.
Don't sing both of those little birds singing the same way.
Okay.
Y un lorito al piano quería ser de tenor. You do something with them.
Okay.
Okay, you have permission. It's Spanish music.
Yes.
It's not Mozart.
Yeah.
Y un lorito.
Y un lorito al piano quería hacer de tenor.
Now we're talking, okay?
Okay.
Now,
That's fun.
dime dónde está la flor. Keep going.
Dime dónde está la flor.
Where are your sexy triplets?
Dime dónde está la flor, el hombre tanto venera. Tío Antonio volvía con su aire de insurrecto.
Careful. Because of the rhythm, you're changing the syntax of the language. Mi tío Antonio volvía con su aire de insurrecto.
Oh.
See that?
Okay.
Okay, do it again. Mi tío.
Antonio volvía con su aire de insurrecto. La cabaña y el príncipe sonaban por los patios del puerto. Ya no brilla la perla azul del mar de las Antillas. Ya se apagó, se nos
All right. Me encontré.
con la Beatriz.
Me encontré what? Me encontré con
Con la bella.
la bella. Bella. Those double L's can be a little bit stronger. Me encontré con la bella Trinidad.
Me encontré con la bella Trinidad.
Cuba se había.
Cuba se había perdido y ahora era verdad, no era mentira, un cañonero huido llegó, cantando el
Hang on to it. Don't slide down. Lava, and this very nostalgic. That takes you back. So don't make it so bright. That's what he also wrote lento. This is a memory now. La Habana, ya se perdió. Keep the dialogue going.
Okay.
Se perdió. Tuvo la culpa el dinero. Cayó el cañonero.
Right. And now when you get to this,
Después,
keep it even. Pero después.
después, fue cuando al cielo hicieron.
Yes!
Yeah? Good job.
Thank you.
That would be a good time at the end to Cubanize the text. The way
Okay.
that you say yes.
Yes?
Yes, yeah. And you have a variety of ways you can of course do that. But I love that. I think the contrast and the clarity is really important in this song. Yeah. Especially in the context, if you look at it in the context of the whole, are you doing the whole cycle?
I've done it several times.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome. Great. Yeah.
Hope to show everybody this cycle. I've fallen in love with it.
It's so beautiful. You sound beautiful in this. And I think that the cycle, when you present the whole thing, it's so exciting because there's so many different ways to sing in it, right? There's so many different colors and there's so much. So you have a lullaby where you can show off your, and then you get to show off your percussive sounds and
Yes.
and this, I think, what Jose said, like the more straightforward with the text, the better, especially in the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So yeah, really beautiful. So I understand. So you're doing your doctorate?
Yes, I am finishing up my doctorate this year, preparing to do a lecture recital at the end of September, and then I will be taking my comprehensive exams in February.
Awesome. And what are you writing about, or what are you talking about on your?
I am actually focusing on the composer Irma Urteaga. She's an Argentinian composer, and my hope is to focus in my career on Latin American art song and compositions.
Fabulous. Here are the reins. Please take them. That's wonderful. Needless to say, if we can do anything to help you along the way, you let us know.
Thank you. And I want to say how much of a fangirl I am to actually meet you, because I've used your book so much. And I'm so appreciative of all of that work you've done to collect such a wonderful catalog.
Thank you. I always say, I was just the one that had the patience to put it all in one place. But I'm thrilled that you use it and find it helpful, because that's really the point. So thank you.
I was there keeping her from losing her mind when she was writing it. I was holding her hand and her tea and cheese and crackers.
My
The
best
labor of
advice.
love.
Oh my gosh. Yes, there were days I wouldn't have eaten if food was not put in front of me. That's for sure.
Oh my goodness, I can
That's
imagine.
for sure. Yeah. Yeah.
That's collaboration.
He takes collaboration to the next level for sure. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes. So,
All
yeah.
of you, good job. Good
Yeah.
job. Really good job.
really beautiful. Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you, Carolina. What a delightful way to end today. Not only today, but a very fitting way to end our entire summer season. So thank you to you. Thank you to all of the singers today, as well as to our singular pianist, live pianist on the program, Jaime. And thank you above all to Jose and to Maya for the work that you do in this area, and for taking time today to be able to, especially, I mean, Jose, I know you're still recovering. So thank you for hanging in there and giving us your best. And if all of us could deliver as much as you're able to do while ill, that would be quite something.
Oh, this is our life. This when you hear music and we do this kind of work, especially with somebody like Maya, who I know for almost 30 years. You forget about anything and anything that doesn't matter. That's the opportunity of making music, whether it is through this platform or it is live. This is what we need. This is what keep us going. So thank you guys for just being here with us and to sing for us. It's amazing. What a treat.
Absolutely. We do have one raised hand, so I'm not sure if there was a question. Eve?
Happy to.
If there's a question, and I should have said if there are any questions while you have them now, they're here to and can answer them.
Also, I put my email address in the chat if anyone would like to stay in contact. So.
See, Eve, you can unmute yourself if you'd like. Where are you? I can unmute you as well.
This was una clase fenomenal.
Muchas
gracias.
De nada, gracias a ti.
Thank you so much. Anyone else have a question or a comment? Any of the singers who performed today, or any of the observers, the auditors?
I do. My name is Carolena Herrera, and I basically, first of all, thank you for a wonderful masterclass. Very enjoyable and very knowledgeable organizers, and also the singers are amazing. Oh my goodness, it brought tears to my eyes. So that was, I adore you guys. Secondly, I would be very very grateful if you could let me know when you are holding, how often or how regularly you are holding this. I am aware that this might be the last of a series of master classes, but it would be I would really appreciate if you perhaps could I don't know, maybe use my contact or create a mailing list so that I could be aware of future master classes and future activities, so I could participate. I would love to do this again. I mean, obviously as a participant you learn so much, but as an observer you do, but as a participant, as a singer, you also gain a lot. So that's all I had to say. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. And Carolina, I know that you wrote to me, so I have your email. I will make sure to add you to our subscriber list so that you are made aware. And I'm sorry we couldn't add you today. Someone just beat you to it. Both of you, Carolina and Carolina. And I almost actually fit you in, but I knew we were trying to keep with our 4 singers today. Normally we do have 5. But I will certainly keep you in mind. And as I said, we definitely invite Maya and Jose back for as often as they are able to give us their time. So, you will be first up for the next class that they give. I'll make sure of it.
Yay.
All right. Well, with that, I am going to end the day. Again, thank you so much to everyone. Please stay healthy as best as possible. And we hope that the next time we see you, it will be live at Manhattan School of Music, and that if that's not possible, then we'll certainly continue on with doing this virtually until we are able to gather again live. Thank you to all of you. I will see you again. Have a good rest of the weekend.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.